Okay, before we get started, I have to say that if you do intend to watch this film in theaters, which I highly, highly recommend that you do, bring a partner or bring a box full of Kleenex. Because you're gonna need a lot of tissues for this one. This one is a real, real tearjerker. What's up, y'all? This is Pree's Perspective with me, Preetha. So today I'll be talking about We Live in Time. It stars Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield. It's directed by John Crowley or Crowley. Sorry, I can't get the pronunciation right. But yeah, it's a slice of life dramedy produced by A24 and Studio Canal. And I have to admit, this film got me really, really hard. Because, I mean, seriously, who the hell was cutting onions during this movie? I came out of the theater crying. I was a total emotional wreck. Because this film is so beautiful, it's so perfect. And it kind of wants you to make you feel good about your life choices and encourage you to kind of live the life that you wish to and leave the legacy that you wish to for your future generations. So the story revolves around Almut, who is a chef played by Florence, who runs over Tobias, who works at Weetabix, which is a breakfast company, played by Andrew Garfield, and it sort of forms this really, really good connection, and which develops into a full-fledged love story, and how it kind of chronicles their lives, the hurdles they face, and how they choose to live in each and every moment to the fullest. That's it. That's the simplest storyline, and it's so beautifully executed. I mean, I'm in love with this film. Honestly, I'm in love. So one thing I do want to highlight is that the film follows a sort of non-linear narrative structure, and I feel like Crowley purposely took a choice like this to kind of show that even though by the time we reach the end of our lifetime, we're left with these fragments of memories, but in the end, those fragments of memories that we're left with, they're so worth living for. For example, there's a scene where Almut goes into labor, and it is immediately followed by her in her kitchen, in her restaurant, suddenly getting a relapse of her cancer. And oops, spoiler alert. But yeah, I feel like the kind of fragmented, non-linear structure, it kind of shows that how each and every moment the clock is ticking, so you have to make a decision either to live it as shittily as possible or just full-fledged go for it. Take every chance that you have and just live it fully, because you're never gonna get it back. And I also want to talk about the writing of this movie, because the movie feels very normal. It feels like you're seeing two real people talk to one another in moments of adversity, in moments of love, in moments of just having a conversational space. And it feels like the writing in this film is nothing like extravagant, and that's what kind of highlights the simplicity of this film. It is a simple love story which follows two people in their lifetimes crossing paths with each other, falling in love, and just living every moment that they have together to the fullest. And like, people are often talking about, oh, this film is not that witty, oh, this film is very like very plain, very Mary Jane. But that's the point. That's the point of this entire movie, that the dialogues are really plain, and the wit lies in the fact that it's nothing. It's something which is not like, which will give you like a ooh theater moment, but will give you something which is like, oh, I've heard something like that before. I know people who say it like this, and when you see that writing being translated into stellar performances by both Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield, I feel like they two carry this film so well. Their chemistry is amazing. The way they kind of have their very conversational space with each other, the way they are vulnerable with each other, I feel like both of them have done a splendid job in kind of embracing that vulnerable space of theirs and making the most out of it. And I mean, there are literally moments which are like really somber, really serious, and Andrew's character Tobias, he kind of acts as this like bit of a glimmer of hope, you know. For example, when Ailment first discovers that she has cancer, and she took notes during her first consultation, Tobias literally looks at her notes and goes like, on second note, your note taking is very thorough. And I remember my entire theater like giving like a little bit of a light chuckle. And that's the crazy thing. It's such a simple moment. It's so relevant that it hits you really hard. You feel like you've had these moments before in your life, or you at least wish that certain moments like these happen in your life. But yeah, I feel like the writing and the performances, they kind of complement with each other, along with the non-linear narrative style that Crowley chooses to kind of chronicle this film. And one thing which I feel like not many people are talking about this film is the score. The score is so beautiful. I mean, of course, my favorite score of 2024 so far, of course, it's gonna be Dune Part 2, because it's grand, it's like epic, and it makes you want to like embrace your anti-hero side. But I feel like We Live in Time's score just wants you to take a step back, breathe, and just like be, you know, very outgoing to each moment. And the score is actually composed by Brian Desner. He has worked with artists like Taylor Swift on their albums like Folklore and Evermore, and I can see why the score chooses to be so simple and so in the moment, because you're trying to like highlight how beautiful life can be when you just exist in that one moment. And there's this beautiful motif that goes along with the film. It's a really simple motif. You may have heard it in like other films before, but I don't know why in this film it just sounds so good. I mean, and I can go on and on and on about this score, because I'm listening to it right now on loop. It's like my meditative kind of focus score, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's what I honestly felt about We Live in Time. I feel like it is perfect in every way. It is designed for us to, you know, think back, reflect on the kind of choices we make in life and in love, and it's kind of created in a way that kind of encourages you. It leaves you sort of in a happy, sad mood, if that makes sense. So you will cry, mind you will cry. Not gonna lie, you will cry. And it also kind of leaves you feeling very content and very happy. You're glad that you had this experience, and you're glad that you got to experience it in a theater with your special someone. Haha. But yeah, it also kind of leaves you with this glimmer of hope that if there are like 1,001 reasons in the world to not do something, if there's one reason that you should do it, then you should just hang on to that one reason and just go for it, because you're never gonna get this chance back ever. Which is why I'm going to actually give We Live in Time 5 stars. Trust me, it is one of those films which is just perfect. I literally cannot think of any other word to describe it. It's just simple, elegant, perfect. Well, I just gave 3, but who cares? But yeah, that's my take on We Live in Time. Don't forget to share yours in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, do the whole shebang. Follow me on Instagram at mukherjeepreet01. And you can also follow me on Letterboxd at thatfilmychick for more such reviews. This is Bree's Perspective signing off. Bye!